For the past 10 years, smartphone design has been trapped inside a boring, heavy loop. Every single year, we are fed the exact same corporate lie. They tell us it's slightly faster, that the camera glass is a tiny bit harder, and that the battery can last an extra 20 minutes. And like clockwork, millions of people line up to spend over $1,000 on a device that looks, feels, and acts exactly like the glass slab already sitting in their pocket. The industry has become incredibly safe, lazy, and heavy. Over the last few years, premium smartphones have slowly evolved into thick, bulky bricks that stretch out our pockets and strain our hands. We collectively accepted that if we wanted top-tier power and beautiful displays, we simply had to accept the physical burden that came with it. But behind the closed doors of their design labs, Apple was quietly growing completely obsessed with a radical, disruptive objective. Stripping away the bulk of modern mobile technology to create a device so impossibly thin it feels like you are holding nothing but a floating piece of glass. That brings us to right now, and the arrival of a smartphone that completely blows up the traditional design rules of the mobile world. This is the ultimate, unfiltered truth about the Apple iPhone Air 2. This is not your typical tech review loaded with dry synthetic speed charts and boring marketing slides meant to put you to sleep. Today, we are breaking down the terrifying, hyper-compressed power of its ultra-thin chassis, the hidden engineering magic required to keep a phone this thin from physically bending in your pocket, the psychological traps hidden inside its new thermal pathways, and the unsettling reality of what Apple had to sacrifice to achieve the absolute thinnest profile in human history. If you think your current smartphone is perfectly fine, or that ultra-thin design is just a temporary visual gimmick, you need to listen very carefully to what we are about to uncover, because your entire perspective on mobile tech is about to change permanently. Let's dismantle the illusion of phone design right from the start. When you look at the premium smartphone landscape, everything is built around a massive physical compromise. To give you high-end performance, heavy camera lenses, and all-day battery life, manufacturers have to stack components like a dense, heavy layer cake. They give you thick metal frames, massive cooling vapor chambers, and giant batteries. It creates a physical barrier between you and your digital world. The original attempts at creating slim phones were met with absolute disaster. We all remember the painful history of early thin devices structurally collapsing under the slightest pressure inside people's pockets, creating a permanent fear of fragile hardware. But the iPhone Air 2 represents an aggressive, uncompromising leap forward. Apple didn't just try to make a standard phone a little bit slimmer. They completely re-engineered the microscopic foundations of internal component layout to create a device that measures an absolute, mind-boggling 5 millimeters thin. To put that into perspective, 5 millimeters is thinner than a standard pencil. It is a physical dimension that feels completely unnatural when you first pick it up. Your brain expects a smartphone to have a certain weight, a specific thickness, and a familiar bulk. When your hand wraps around the iPhone Air 2, it triggers an immediate psychological shift. It feels less like a traditional electronic device and more like a solid, lightweight slate of pure information.